Well, the Greens did well in southeast Queensland 3 years ago by sweeping through three key inner Brisbane seats, that being Brisbane, Ryan and Griffith. And this time around, there are fascinating storylines again because all three of them are effectively three-horse races. So we went to the seat of Brisbane yesterday afternoon to get the mood of voters to see what was on their minds, and this is what they told us.
Well, that's the trouble. Who's looking after the country?
In this government, the housing price up, interest rate up.
You know what happened in Spain and the
Power outs.
The power out. That's what we're going to have here if we keep going the way we're going.
So you're not happy with where the country's at the moment?
No way, Jose.
Is there something that contributed to your vote? You don't have to say who you voted for, but what...
Parents' choice.
Oh, you just went with the folks?
Yeah,
defence as well as the young people, like with all those criminal activities going on, right? And
crime.
We're trying to control it as soon as possible.
The people who live in the area just tend to be a left-leaning, younger group, I imagine.
Do you think it'll stay that way?
I expect so, but we'll see.
I love that young fella. I'm just doing what my parents told me to do. Anyway, that's the seat of Brisbane. We're going to switch things over to the seat of Griffith, which is a really fascinating contest. And 3 years ago, there was a lot of publicity around its candidate, the Greens candidate, Max Chandler-Mather, who has had a high profile, particularly when it comes to housing, even though there's been some missteps along the way. But one person who's hoping to dislodge Max Chandler-Mather is the Labor candidate, Renee Coffey. Renee, it's good to see you. Thank you for your time this morning.
Thank you. Welcome to Brisbane.
Thank you. Do you think the Greens party are the force this time around that they were 3 years ago?
Through this campaign, I've knocked on almost 15,000 doors across Griffith. So I've had a lot of conversations with people, and I think there is a level of disappointment across the electorate. And, you know, I think people are really wondering whether the rhetoric that they heard ahead of the last election has really been matched by action. So I think there's absolutely an opportunity here.
It's a fair margin to overcome, though, right? I mean, again, still on Max, I mean, it's something in the order of 10%, the margin in which he won by. Those missteps that I referred to, campaigning with the CFMEU, etc., which got a lot of headlines, is that enough to lose 10%?
I think in this seat, people are generally progressive voters. I think they are looking for real progressive change and someone who can advocate for that change in Parliament and make sure that it's actually achieved within the government. There's a lot of fear within Griffith from all voters, whether they're progressives or conservatives, about a Dutton-led government and what that would mean for the country in terms of cuts, in terms of going backwards with some of the social justice issues. So I think there's certainly a lot of support that I've had when I speak to people on the doors. So I think we're in with a real chance.
The work from home policy, did that go down like a lead balloon?
Absolutely. You know, door knocking, a lot of that's through the day, through the week, a lot of people working from home. You know, really that fell very flat with people in Griffith.
Can I ask, why has there been this drift to the Greens, and the vote has come from the Labor Party as well? It's come from the Liberal Party. It hasn't been a recent thing. It's been over the space of about 10 years. Is it because of a rise in progressive students, or why do you think that is?
My belief from speaking to people in the community is that the last election was probably a bit of an anomaly. About 10% of the Conservative vote voted for the Greens, probably for the first time. Those people and others who voted for the Greens for the first time were really wanting to be examining what they actually achieved in the last term. And I think, you know, they will also, again, be very concerned about the prospect of a Peter Dutton-led government. So, yeah, I think people are really going to be thinking long and hard before they cast their ballot, either a pre-poll or on Saturday.
Okay, so you're out campaigning, you're door knocking, you're doing all of that everybody does. What's the top issue or two that people are talking about here to you?
Here in Griffith, it is cost of living, it's housing, and it's also climate. People are really passionate about the environment here, regardless of how they vote. On cost of living, people are saying to me that they are really happy with the work that the government has done to date. You know, everyone's got a tax cut, wages are going up, inflation's down, so people are feeling that, but they also know there's a lot more work to be done. And also in times of global uncertainty, people are wanting to make sure that they've got, you know, some stability there. So that's certainly coming into play as well.
I mean, yes, excuse me, housing is a big issue here, just like it is everywhere. But, you know, folks would look at what Labor's done over the past 3 years and realise, well, not much has changed here. There's still so much to be done. Why should we vote for you, they might ask. Why would we give you another chance?
So we have passed the biggest investment in housing in Australia's history. We're really excited to get started with that now. That was actually held up, the Greens and the Coalition block that. We're 18 months behind in terms of delivering houses. And I've been around the community, I've knocked on doors, and I can see just what we've missed out on in that time. We could have had more houses built, people could have been in housing. And it's actually quite heartbreaking, to be honest, to have had those delays with that. That's now been passed. That record investment is happening, and buildings starting. I've been to a few building sites, and it'll be great when those places come online. So I think people know that Labor is absolutely committed to housing and to addressing the housing shortage by increasing the supply.
Okay, that's Renee Coffey, the Labor candidate for the seat of Griffith. That's going to be an exciting contest to watch, that one on Saturday night. Thank you so much for your time, Renee. So let's switch things down to Victoria now, and the seat of Aston. It's always an interesting watch, this one, in Melbourne's far eastern suburbs. It had long been held by the Liberal Party until that recent by-election, in which it was picked up by the Labor Party. The margin is roughly 3%, but the Liberal Party really do feel like they can snatch that one back again.